It's now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day at 4 p.m. Starring Ermanni, Michigan great former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazaway. Let's talk some sports.
And here we go on a Victory Monday, October 16, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network, WoodwardSports.com, Fox2Detroit.com, the Fox local app, and of course, YouTube, baby. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to Woodward Sports and hit the like button. It helps YouTube push our content out to more people. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
My good friend Ryan Ermanni, I am in a great mood. I got a chance to finally get to Ann Arbor for a little bit. Shout out to Hellgate and John. Had a hell of a good time. And as you said, it's Victory Monday. Winner, chicken dinner.
Oh, I see what you did there. Tom Mazaway.
You set me up, bro.
Oh, man. Tom Mazaway, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Good day, guys. Great football yesterday for some of the games. For our game especially. I had a great day yesterday. Lions, Jets, and almost Giants. Baseball, they beat Verlander. Go Rangers, go Phils tonight. Happy birthday to Bryce Harper. It's a sporgy. It's a Monday, and the Lions are 5-1.
I was going to say, man, you always talk about your favorite time of year is what month and what time?
Rocktober.
October, baby. What a time.
No doubt about it, guys. And obviously, lots of Lions talk today. We'll mix in a little Michigan in hour number 2, but we would be remiss if we, and dumbasses really, if we
Very true. Very true.
start with the Detroit Lions. This is on a train now, I think, that you can see, right? I mean, you can see where this team can go. Another game in which they've scored 20 points. The defense yesterday holds Tampa Bay to 6 points. The 15th straight game they've scored 15 or more points. 5-1 for the first time since 2011. The crowd of people that you saw in Tampa Bay was, to me, 60 years of Lions fandom that has just been waiting to be unleashed. And we have some videos for you guys just showing Detroit, Florida.
Jeff Darlington of ESPN could not believe his eyes. Said it was one of the greatest takeovers of a stadium that he has seen. Look at that, folks.
I don't think I've seen anything quite like what I saw in Tampa yesterday from Lions fans alone.
Yeah, I just remember being a kid, man. You know, the Lions fans have always been huge supporters of this city, whether it was here in Pontiac, whether it was at Fort Phil, or whether it was on the road. They were just waiting for a team that they could respect. They were waiting for a team to make them really throw the energy.
Lions
and now,
fans.
thank you, Sheila, appreciate that. And now the Lions are who they are, and they're winning the games they should win the way that they should be. These Lions fans have been waiting to come out and support. One of my good friends, Haroon, shout out to Hooney Pony, he lives in Denver. And he goes to every freaking Lions game on the road, bro.
Wow.
Like, Lions have that type of cachet with their fans. They've been waiting. They've been waiting for this for years. It was always there, and now you can see it.
Man, my buddy Anthony traveled to see this game. He sat with the Crack Man. Mm-hmm. He got on TV a couple times. He told me it was unlike any other event he's been to. He went to Lambeau this year. He's been on the road with Kansas City, even his Kansas City game. This beat the Kansas City game as well. It was a fun time for all, guys. Congratulations, Lion fans. You got a real team.
The Crack Man texted me
Lions
earlier today. I was
fans.
going back and forth with him a little bit. Now, this guy's been to every Lions game home and away for the last couple decades, last few decades.
Yep.
And I asked him if he'd
nice
ever
sleepless
seen
nights.
anything like what he saw in Tampa yesterday, and he said no. It was amazing to see, and he had never seen anything like that. And I think really, Jeff Darlington pointed this out for ESPN, as you alluded to, Maz. And I think the entire country was put on notice yesterday, A, at how good this football team is, and B, how great this fan base is. Everybody wants to be a part of it. Everybody is welcome to, by the way. I don't know what it's going to take. If you're not on board now, I don't know what it's going to take. I said this yesterday. I've waited my whole life for this football team.
That was a great text. Great tweet.
And I mean that, and I'm not trying to, say that, my pain is any more or less than the next guy or the 50-year-old or the 60-year-old. I was just trying to metaphorically say that we all have been waiting our entire lives for this football team to be like this. And I'm not saying they're going to go win the Super Bowl this year, but what I am saying is from top to bottom, this team is as good as any organization in the National Football League. And they are here to stay. They are built to last, and I am here for it.
Yeah, you got me excited talking about it. I was just thinking when my dad played from that time in 87 to now, man, it's just been a hell of a ride for the Detroit Lions. But the thing that's so good about it too, Ryan and Maz, is they just win in so many different ways. Like championship teams, they can win in multiple ways. They can run the ball. Running back gets hurt, they can pass the ball. The defense will stop you. The fact that Jared Goff, what's been the age-old, I don't want to go too much into detail in segment one, but what's been the kind of conversation in the last 3 years? Is Jared Goff the guy? Can you win with or can you win in spite of? Can you win because of? No Jahmyr Gibbs. No David Montgomery. No problem. 353, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He is a leader. He is a leader. Got to shout him out.
They signed 4 big-name free agents. 3 of them are injured. 1 is remaining. That's Cam Sutton. Cam Sutton is the leader of that defensive backfield. Thank you, Pittsburgh, for giving us that guy, because he is showing the way. Tracy Walker was a heat-seeking missile yesterday. Alex Anzalone all over the field. Jared Goff playing on his birthday weekend. Phenomenal. 112.5 on the QBR. 300 and change. And a couple of touchdowns. Well in control. And by the time the fourth quarter rolled around, you saw Tampa Bay starting to hang their heads. The defensive line was tired. Did you see the secondary? Every time Amon-Ra St. Brown caught a ball, they were like, he caught another ball. This guy caught another. Guess what? They're all staying in bounds. The clock continued to roll in the fourth quarter. They needed a 6-minute drive in the middle of that fourth quarter. They got it. Field goal, kicker, it's okay. If we never kick another field goal all year, I'll be happy with it. But congrats, Lion fans. You have got, I say it again, you've got a real bona fide team. And with a little luck and a little health, they could be in the Super Bowl. No question about it.
100%. And you heard Ric Flair. Woo, and you're absolutely right. That 4-minute drive, that reminded me of the drive that they had against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, everybody was looking at that game like, oh, okay, what's going to happen? Are they going to get off the field? Is it going to give Patrick Mahomes a chance? No, they ended the game. They're ending the game. Like, they went in there. 4 minutes, no problem. We talked about this is just a game they got to win. You want to go down there, you want to just win and get back home. Not only did they win, they showed you that we're here to stay.
Just some of the notes from this one, guys. So they won 5 of the first 6 games for the first time since 2011. How about this one? They've won 4 straight games by 14 or more points for the first time since 1969. They produced 350-plus total net yards and scored 20-plus points in the 6th straight game to start the season. The last time they did that, 1954. And as a point to that, to say all of that, we'll talk about the injuries, and David Montgomery went out. We won't get an update on that until Dan Campbell hits the podium today at 4 o'clock. And stay tuned with the Heavyweight Show at 5 and Woodward Nights at 8, because they'll have the latest up-to-date information. The late game yesterday that affects the Monday press conference schedule. So Dan Campbell talks live at 4 o'clock right after our show. One of the things about that, I don't know this for sure, and I won't know this until later today, but I would put everything I have to say that the Lions completely changed their mindset on offense when Dave Montgomery went out of the game. They knew, we're not going to be a run-heavy team.
Correct.
We have got to, on the fly, change everything that we worked for at practice all week long, leading to an offensive game plan against the Bucs. We're going to just go ahead and throw that out the window now and put this on Jared Goff's arm.
Audible.
And that's exactly what they did. And Jared Goff, week in and week out, just continues to play great football. Not good football, great football for this team.
Error-free.
Absolutely, and one of the things I go back to, Ryan, you're absolutely hitting on a point. Remember when Brad Holmes got here? Remember Dan Campbell? The whole time they've been here, what did they say about Jared Goff? Jared Goff's our guy. Jared Goff is going to be a guy for us. Brad Holmes brought him with him from the Rams. He knew Jared Goff had something. He believed in Jared Goff, and Jared Goff has done that. Maz, you just hit on a major point, though, 5 minutes ago. They are beating people up. So when you get to the fourth quarter, I know I switched gears, but when you get to the fourth quarter, you don't have anything left. If you're an offensive lineman going against this defensive line, by the time you get to the end of the third and it's the fourth, you're like, I don't have anything left. If you're a defensive line going against this offensive line, you're like, I'm trying to get to the quarterback, but I can't move. I just can't get any leverage. As a former player, when the fourth quarter comes and you've been getting your ASS kicked the whole game, you're already mentally checked out and you're physically tapped out.
You also left one little stat out as well.
Sure.
Go back to last year. They have now won 13 of 16. The last time they had a streak like that, was 1961-62 season. They took last year. Remember we said, last year's over.
Yeah.
They brought it into this year.
Yeah.
They did. Without injuries.
Totally agree with you.
Without injuries, they're a juggernaut. They're the number one team in the NFC without all these injuries. But Ryan, you said it the other day. We all said it. It's starting to catch up. The depth has done well through 6 games. Now we have to see what they got going forward.
The depth has done well through 6 games, man. You're absolutely correct. It is catching up. But at the same time, take a snapshot of what Detroit has done. With all the guys that have gotten injured, they still find ways to do what? Win the ball game. CMC and Debo go down against San Fran. Look what happened.
Point.
Look what happened.
2 field goals.
Understood? Jake Moody, shout out to Michigan. I'm still with you, brother. It's all good. Hey, we all come fall short. Hey, listen, I understand that, but teams that are the elite, they're supposed to be the Eagles, the San Fran. When players get hurt, when they can't replace the players, they're losing games. Detroit has won 4 games in a row with how many people? Ryan, when we did the pregame, how
11
how
guys.
long was that list? And guys got injured again, and they still found a way to dominate and win. Nobody's doing that right now.
They had Skipper even play.
Yeah, I know. Maz, you talked about the Lions in the last 16 games. How about Jared Goff in the last 17 games, which is essentially a full season of it's the equivalent to an NFL regular season. He is 67% passing completion, 4,400 yards, 29 passing touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and by the way, they're 13-4.
Oh, man. That's awesome to hear.
I'm
so happy for the guy. I'm so happy. I'm happy. Sean, congrats to Sean McVay. He's going to have a baby, his first baby. I hope he looks at this guy and says, yeah, I made a mistake with this guy. Yeah, we got my Super Bowl with Matthew Stafford, who I love.
You remember.
But you know what? I made a mistake with this guy.
You remember after he won the Super Bowl, his first text, the first text that he sent out, who was it to? It was to Jared Goff.
Yeah.
And who was the first person to text Sean McVay? Sean McVay definitely knows that he made a mistake, not necessarily in moving on from Goff, how he treated Jared Goff in the situation.
And you know what? It paid off for us finally here in Detroit because we got a guy that came in with a chip on his shoulder, and now he's piloting one of the best teams in the league.
Hey, guys, we'll get in depth on this one. Lots of Lions talk. You'll hear from Dan Campbell in the locker room. You'll hear from the players as well. Lots to get to on a Monday, a Victory Monday. But let me tell you what's coming up tonight. Look for some high-level sports talk for your weekly nightcap. Woodward Nights featuring Booner and Broder, 2 of Detroit's newest up-and-coming sports personalities. Weekdays from 8 to 10. Booner and Broder every single night. Here's some of Detroit's hottest takes. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder from 8 to 10. Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Now, let's get into Mark White.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty at all? That is exactly what Mark White and Associates is offering. It's called their minute-by-minute listing agreement by Mark White and Associates. Try Mark White's risk-free minute-to-minute listing agreement today. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. That number again, 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Join Woodward Sports Zone, Jeff Frady, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Different surprise and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football, arcade academic features, AM, PM, latchkey, small class sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, whole myth curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Woodward Sports own Tom Mazaway and Sam Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't miss it. Join Maz and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game. Exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Experience Dispo in Romeo, now open till midnight. Actually, 12 locations across the state. Dispo is the local plug, Michigan's largest cannabis mall. You got to be 21 and up. They have the best brands, the best ways to consume your cannabis, whether it's oil, whether it's flower, whether it's edibles. They have you covered. The local plug, Dispo. Check them out.
What do you think of these Lions fans here?
It's the best. I've never seen anything like that. I think it's the best fan base in America, and it's just cool to see them go crazy, take over a stadium, far away from home.
The fans that travel with us and that show up, I feel like every game there's more and more that are showing up. And I mean, we got this game there at the end with up 2 scores, and they Tampa's offense out there on the field, and I feel like they're about to have to go into silent cadence at their own place, and that's saying something about the support you have from the fans. So listen, it's good feeling, good vibe. I can tell you, our players and coaches noticed it. We noticed it when we walked out today. Start the game. Like, look at all the blue. And you can hear them, The
road games, our fans have been awesome. I know. Shoot, when Tampa was on third down, it was kind of loud. It kind of felt like a home game for us. They were making some noise. So, any win is good in this league, but a road win definitely feels really good.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. Alex Anzalone, Dan Campbell, and Amon-Ra St. Brown talking about how great those fans were in Tampa yesterday and how great this football team was. And I'm glad Amon-Ra St. Brown was the last guy, because that can lead into a discussion about that young man. Braylon, you are the resident wide receiver in the group. Talk to me about his performance yesterday. Pretty darn good.
Yeah, the one thing about it, he's just consistent. Like, and I don't want to, and I'm not trying to not make what he did sexy and what he's done in his career so far as a Detroit Lion. But he's just consistent. When you throw the ball to him, you know he's going to catch it. You know he's going to get the first down. You know he's going to fight hard for the yards. You know he's going to find the end zone, and you know that he's going to be the guy for Jared Goff when he needs a guy. And yesterday he definitely needed a guy, and that was Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's been so fun to watch him coming out of USC, kind of like the same Draymond Green thing where he can name every wide receiver drafted before him. Felt like he should have went before them. A lot of guys said, you know what, it's okay. Some people sometimes, Ryan, they take something the right way. He took it the right way. That's cool. You guys want to draft all these guys? Watch what I do. He's been nothing but great since he's been a Detroit Lion.
That Tampa secondary was looking at him. Every ball he caught, especially towards the end of the game, they were just shaking their heads. The guy just catches everything. He don't drop a ball. Remember, we compared him to D-Hop.
Yeah.
D-Hop had the best, best hands in the NFL.
This is true.
This kid is right up there with him, man. And nothing showboaty about him. Just does his job, puts the ball down, goes back to the huddle. Fantastic draft choice by Brad Holmes.
You know what bothers the defense is when you have a player that just does his job every snap, goes back to the huddle, and has that same energy from the start of the game to the fourth quarter. And that's Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's catching every pass. He's taking hits. He's getting up. He's getting yards after catch. Like, you just get to the point where you just get defeated as a defense, pun intended. You're like, damn, again? Wow, like, he's just still – I don't have any energy left, and he's still going. Amon-Ra St. Brown, shout out to his father, because he definitely prepared him the right way.
He's a dog, man.
He is, man.
And I mean that in every sense of the word. He is a flat-out dog. 12 catches, 124 yards and a touchdown. It's his 9th career 100-yard game. Tied him with Calvin Johnson. You heard of him maybe? For the second most 100-yard receiving games as a Lion through his first 3 career seasons. And also became the first Lion to catch 12 passes in a game since Calvin Johnson did it in 2013. I don't care what era you're playing in, what year you're playing in, how good your team is, how bad your team is. When your name is on a list with Calvin Johnson in any form, that's a pretty damn good list to be on.
And consistently. A lot of times you'll see a player have maybe like one good year or a good 7-game stretch, or you'll see something like that, and it's like, okay, you're looking at the stats. He's so consistent. He does it time in and time out. He's basically shown us, like, if you watch him now, you look at him, you're like, I know what he's going to be, because every game he comes and he provides the same energy, the same skill, and the same type of effort. Amon-Ra St. Brown is a bad boy.
How about this coaching staff, how they prepared him? Okay, you're going to sit out last week against Carolina. You could have played. We're going to sit you out so we need you against Tampa Bay. And how much did they need him after David Montgomery went out? And he was running strong, Montgomery. And when he went down, I was like, maybe he got concussed. Then he kept staying down in that accordion position. And you knew it was the ribs or the shoulder. I'm glad. I don't know, man. I think ribs might be better than shoulder. I think they might heal up a little bit better, Bray. You could tell me about that. But great move by the training staff of the Lions. And look what they've done the last 2 weeks. Jahmyr Gibbs, sit out. Guess what? We need you now.
Is this the NFL's form of load management?
Yeah, we need you now.
You know what I mean? If you think about it.
Jahmyr Gibbs is fresh starting next week against the Baltimore Ravens. We're going to see the real Jahmyr Gibbs next week.
100%. Absolutely. We talked about this last week. I said, look, when you got guys that can play, but they're injured, but you're playing against teams you know you're going to be, you're better than that team. You know what your job is as a coach? Your job is to rest those guys and trust in the guys that are going to come in and play for those guys. They're working this like revolving door from healthy to injured players, and it's going real good for those guys. Amon-Ra St. Brown look really good. But next week you get Jahmyr Gibbs back. The Lions are. It just doesn't seem like it's coming together.
It absolutely does. And you know with St. Brown too. Dan Campbell was talking about. We use a phrase that's a common phrase in sports a lot, like your best players have to be your best players if you want to win games, big games specifically, in big moments. Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of the Lions' best players, and he came up in a big way. So many guys stepped up. Here's Dan Campbell afterwards talking about how playmakers, what do? They make plays.
Outstanding, you know. That's what he does. I mean, that guy, you talk about a guy who plays for the guys around him and just does things right. You know, he shows up in critical times when not everybody sees him. And he does stuff like that all the time, you know. And then for Saint to use it, he felt him, and you saw him take that loop around and use that block and then find a way to take it in the end zone. It was just huge. That's a couple players making plays for us is what that was. And honestly, it was a great call by Ben. There was nothing too advanced about it other than the fact that he knew we were going to get pressured, and let's just get it into Saint's hands. We knew we had a 3rd and long. Let's get it in his hands, let him make a play.
Sorry, guys. Not sure what's going on there. I guess you guys are hearing an echo when we play these videos. So either way, I apologize for that. I don't know what's going on with it. But
that happened last night during our post-game show as well. So something's there's a button pushed down here somewhere.
So all the different sound, we'll just kind of go without it today. If there's an echo and the people
even an echo, we probably could still play it.
Chat, let me know. Would you love us? Would you like to hear the audio with the echo or not? Let me know, and we'll continue on that way. Take a poll, Parker. Do you want to hear from the guys with the echo, or just don't hear from the guys? Let me know what you think on that, because I don't hear it in my ear,
right?
And if you guys hear it and it sucks for you, then we won't play it for you.
Like, you hit something very major when you talked about your best players have to be your best players, especially in games you need them to win. Like when I was playing with the Seattle Seahawks, like Marshawn Lynch, like when we needed him, when we were playing against the 49ers, Marshawn Lynch would give us 162 yards and 2 touchdowns, and we had to figure the rest out. When I was on the opposite side playing the San Francisco 49ers, Patrick Willis, in those main games, he would have 11 tackles, an interception, pass deflections, forced fumbles, things like that. Darrelle Revis, when I was with the Jets, when we played against Randy Moss and the Patriots, he was his best version of himself, and that's why he's in the Hall of Fame, and the other two will be as well. You got to have your best players play their best when you need them.
And it's just fun to see, too, because it kind of just really puts a stamp on, what this team is and where they're going. And you just have a belief that when you need to make a play, you have this guy, that guy, this guy, that guy that can go up and down. I mean, Laporta, yep, he'll make a play. St. Brown, he'll make a play. Reynolds, he'll make a play. Goff, he'll make a play. Craig freaking Reynolds.
And his cousin Josh.
He'll make a play. Did you
true.
see Craig Reynolds?
How do you not?
It
He
was
took
like
two
this
guys out with one block.
freight train coming in.
Exactly, freight train, but that's a coaching mindset and mentality. One, you get the guys that have the same type of energy that you want to echo. Speaking of echoes, Dan Campbell, that grit and that toughness. Like, you get guys that play like that, guys that want to sell out for other guys. Like, look, I don't care if I get the ball. I'm about to knock this guy out so my boy can get in the end zone. Look, I don't even care that I don't get national TV. I'm an offensive lineman. I'm a guard. I am about to pancake these dudes. When you start playing for each other, when that energy starts to get contagious, you can just feel like the energy on the field, man, and it makes everybody be great and allows you to have attain success that you never attained before. No
doubt about it, guys. That block that Craig Reynolds threw for the Amon-Ra St. Brown touchdown was an incredible play. 82% of you want us to continue playing the sound. So here is Amon-Ra St. Brown talking about Craig Reynolds' block that sprung him free on third down, I believe that was.
We had a call on, and he checked out of it. I think they were bringing pressure or whatnot. They were doing it basically all game, but he checked out of it. Had like a little choice route. I broke in, and they teach us to catch and knife, which means catch and get upfield and get as many yards as you can. I caught it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna cut across the field. I'm gonna try to score. So I cut across, boom, and I see 24, and I'm like, I see Craig come out of nowhere, and I like kind of point at 24, and Craig just comes zooming, boom, lights him up. And he's the reason why I scored. I give hats off to Craig. It was a huge block, but it was fun, man. It was a big play for us, and I'm just glad. I mean, we teach blocking after the catch so much, and it showed up big time for us when we needed it most. So hats off to Craig, man.
That plays well off what we were just talking about, Ryan and Mine. When you sell out for your teammates, they'll sell out for you as well. You remember last week there was a wide receiver that had a major block down the field for Dave Montgomery and Jamison Williams, and you saw that effort. You saw that hustle. Well, you know what the running backs see when they watch film? They see that if that guy's going to block for me down the field, guess what? I'm going to block for them down the field as well. And the block by Craig Reynolds, that's because they watched film on Jamison Williams last week. That's that energy. Look, you know what? You got my back. I got your back.
We will get to that Jamison Williams touchdown catch. We'll get to Tom Mazaway's text moments before. And, of course, the Lions defense. How good is this defense? Legitimately, how good can this defense be? We'll get to all of that coming up next. But first, a message from Planet Fitness.
Yes, Planet Fitness is your home of the judgment-free zone where anyone, and I do mean anyone, can feel comfortable and work on their fitness goals. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym with tons of equipment, a full body workout in just 30 minutes in the 30-minute circuit, and all memberships include fitness training. You get all of this just for $10 a month with no commitment. No matter where you are, there is a Planet Fitness nearby, so go and check them out today, or as always, check them out online at planetfitness.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Hey, gang, when it comes to your pet, you do not settle. Give your pet the best. That means you give them Premier Pet Supply. Hands down, Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. 13 Metro Detroit locations. They got over 60 brands of food, the lowest prices in town, and they will deliver right to your home, curbside delivery if you need it. Premier Pet Supply. Give your dog and your pet the best. Check them out at premierpetsupply.com.
To come out with a victory, it feels really good. But we know, man, we have bigger goals ahead of us. We want to keep doing what we're doing, and we want to get to the playoffs. We want to have home field advantage for the playoffs. So there's so many things that we want to accomplish this year. But man, it's just a start for us. We got to keep going.
Hey everybody, if you are watching on YouTube, hit the like button. It helps YouTube push our content out to more people. We'd certainly appreciate that. Also, subscribe to Woodward Sports, coming up on 55,000 subscribers here on this platform. I'm so glad Amon-Ra St. Brown came to the podium and said what he said. It's great they're 5-1. It is great they are the leaders in the NFC North. But this team has bigger goals. They just do. And I don't think you can have a conversation about those goals and not mention, and we'll do this in the Around the NFL segment, but, San Francisco lost yesterday, and the Eagles lost yesterday. And you look around, and the Lions now are tied with the Eagles and the 49ers for the number one spot in the NFC. They're tied for the best record in the entire NFL as well. And this thing now has potential to get to something that I'm not even sure is you could even see when you look out in your, just in your big
view
glasses. Yeah. I don't think you can even imagine anything remotely close to what we may have the chance to experience here in Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing is, you can start talking about the S word. You don't have to be afraid to talk about Super Bowl as you watch the Detroit Lions. Now, let me back up and let me digress. What I will say about the Detroit Lions, the best thing that happened to them, in my estimation, Maz, is they didn't make the playoffs last year. The best thing that happened to the Detroit Lions is they had that amazing 10-game stretch at the end. They did not make the playoffs. So you know what that allowed them to do? They had to deal with the hurt. They had to deal with the frustration. And they also had to say, you know what, it doesn't matter if you make the Pro Bowl. It doesn't matter if you have these stats. It doesn't matter if you don't throw any interceptions. It doesn't matter if you have that type of defense at the end. If you don't get to the playoffs, it doesn't matter. So now it's allowed them to focus. They're like, hey, you know what? Yeah, 5-1 sounds good. This is cool and all that, but we got bigger goals. Our goal is to get to the playoffs because we had a lot of fun last year. But what did that get us? They got us on the couch in January. They're staying and they're keeping their focus. They're keeping their determination in front of them. I love it.
And to lose that game against Seattle, that home game.
It humbled them.
This year. That humbled them. No doubt, because that was their game. They gave that game away.
Good call,
and they have not. They have not given a game away since. They've got 4 in a row since that game. That's a tough loss in front of the most raucous crowd in Ford Field history.
That's a good call.
They lost that game.
You could make the argument that the Lions are simply a coin flip away from being unbeaten.
Yep.
I mean, they lost the coin flip in overtime and never saw the ball again. And that was it. If that coin flip goes their way, maybe they are 6-0.
And remember, they lost 6 players in that game. That was a bloodbath, that game. That was a bloodbath.
Don't get mad talking about coin flips. He's going to go back to AFC Championship.
KC Buffalo.
But you're right, though.
Obviously one of the big plays in the game was the Jamison Williams touchdown. Now,
you mean the pirouette and the pirouette and the pirouette?
Before J-Mo caught that touchdown, he had a drop. It was a bad drop. You're a wide receiver. You're the 12th pick in the draft. You got to catch the football. Tom Mazaway sends this text to our group chat.
What's it say?
It says, J-Mo sucks. LOL. And then moments later, actually, J-Mo sucks. And then the LOL came after the touchdown.
Yes. I think it's me who got that touchdown out of him, to be honest with you.
He literally sent the text, J-Mo sucks.
Energy.
And on the next play.
Well, 2 plays.
2 plays. J-Mo catches the touchdown.
Now, let me say
pass.
why I said J-Mo sucks. I didn't see him drop the ball. I'm driving into Woodward Sports after halftime, and I'm listening to Dan and Lomas. And Dan is like, oh, you got to have that. Lomas is like, they're like talking to each other. Yep. Yeah. Yep. He's got to get that. So I got pissed. I hit my talk to text, and I said, J-Mo sucks. Without seeing it, and then 2 plays later, a touchdown. So I apologize, J-Mo. I just got sucked in to the broadcast. If Dan and Lomas were pissed, I was going to be pissed as well.
Yeah, one of the big things about, is being an athlete. We talk about this with Jared Goff a lot. It's confidence. Like when you lose your confidence a little bit, it's tough. Ryan Ermanni, Jameson Williams comes out of Alabama, 1,500 yards, 20 yards a catch. He's this guy. Lions go up to get him ACL, doesn't play, starts to lose his confidence a little bit, then starts to have some drops, starts to get into some things, and the confidence goes. And so when you get in that space, and I'll approach it for me. Like, I had a rough year in 2008. I had some drops early on in the season, and that led to my mindset, like, just being like, damn, what's going on? I started losing my confidence, started dropping passes, if you will, and eventually I got that confidence back. But right now, the best thing for Jameson Williams is the support of Ben Johnson and the support of Dan Campbell, because as he had that drop last week, as he had that drop yesterday, what did they do? They still went back to him, and that's what I talked about, implementing him into the system so that you can be able to trust him when you go against the Ravens, when you go against the Chargers. They're building his confidence up because they're showing him, hey, look, it's okay. It's all good. We're going to rock and roll. You're still our guy. We still trust you, and now he has a touchdown, and I can't wait for the things to come after that.
Hey, they got 3 AFC games in a row now. Right? You got the Ravens, you got the Raiders,
Chargers.
A week off, and then the Chargers. Once you get those done, and I say just get them done. I'd be happy if they were 2-1 out of those 3 games, to be perfectly honest with you.
That's not
and
bad.
then you get into your NFC. You get the Bears, you get the Vikings, you get the Packers. They're really on their way. It is all there for them. We talked about strength of schedule. Philly, San Francisco, and the Lions. Those guys, the first 2 I mentioned, have a top 10 hard schedule. The Lions, 31st, the most difficult schedule. 31st.
The other thing, too, Ryan, is as you get later into the seasons in the NFL, like once teams realize that they're not going to the playoffs, once teams realize this season is over, you'll start to see teams like mail it in. And the Lions, if they can get through this stretch, just like Maz says, I agree with you, Maz. If you can give me 2-1,
yep,
I'm okay with that.
Get these crappy AFC games out of the way.
Because once you get through that, you're going to face a bunch of teams that are not going to the playoffs, know their season is over, they're trying to tank organically or trying to tank on purpose. You're going to whoop them anyway.
You got
if you can make it through this run right now, like Matt said, 2-1, the Lions are going to be 13 wins at the end of the season.
Here's my take on J-Mo. And I don't know if you heard afterwards Alex Anzalone saying this is one of the most understood guys in this locker room. Misunderstood guys in this locker room. He's a great kid who puts in the work, who wants to win, and he's just misunderstood on the outside. You see that smile in the locker room after the game. However you want to characterize it, I think this about Jameson Williams. He's never going to be the possession receiver. He's not going to catch everything, and that's okay. But he's a home run hitter.
He is.
You know who he is?
Torkelson.
He's Prince Fielder.
Okay.
He's Prince Fielder. He's going to hit 270 and knock 30 bombs.
How about Torque, 215 and 40 bombs?
He's Spencer Torkelson.
Yeah.
He's going to hit 30 bombs, and he's going to bat 250.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, you know what you are when you do that? You're borderline Hall of Famer when you do that. If you think about Jameson Williams like a baseball player,
you're going to win some games for your team.
He is a home run hitter. And what comes along with every home run hitter? Strikeouts. You strike out maybe a couple of times a game, but you know what? You hit that 3-run bomb in the 8th, and everybody loves you.
Yep.
And that's who I think Jameson Williams is
call.
going to be.
Good call.
Ryan Ermanni, you are knocking it out the park this afternoon, buddy. Like, legitimately, when I think of what you're just saying, I remember watching T.O. I remember being in the league the same time as T.O. I remember Brandon Marshall. I remember Chad Ochocinco. The reason why I bring these names up, one would have been a Hall of Famer if they didn't kick him out the league, but they had a lot of drops. But when you are getting 15, 16, 17, 18 targets, and you're catching 13, 14 of them, and you're 145, 2 touchdowns, 179, you can have a drop or two here and there. It is what it is. But J-Mo, man, I can't wait to watch this kid blossom, man, because one thing you just said, he's a kid. And he's a kid. He's trying to figure it out, but he's on the right team to figure it out. They got his back. He's a kid that's about to come into his own. Watch out for that Chargers game. He's going to be magic.
It's a great one sec, Mess. It's a great point, too. He couldn't be in a better situation in the league. The head coach, the wide receiver coach, the player he's got next to him, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. It doesn't hurt to have Marvin Jones and Josh Reynolds in that room, too. And Jared Goff is his quarterback. Jameson Williams is as set up as any player in the league to succeed.
Yep.
It's just the way it is.
He was drafted by the right team. He was drafted by a team, and I'll use my saying, with house money. All right? He is, remember what I described him a few weeks ago? He is like the extra present you give. Remember, our moms and dads, we always give a present to the sisters on someone's birthday.
It's Lydia's birthday, so Luke gets a present
Luke's
too.
got to get something. Same thing. He is just the gift that Ben Johnson gets to unwrap, throw in there once in a while, and really have a fun time playing with him.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
So fun, man. It is so fun to watch, and they're getting it all done. Jameson Williams logged 2 receptions for 53 yards yesterday, 26.5 average, caught a 45-yard touchdown pass. Both of Williams' first 2 career touchdowns have come on 40-plus yard receptions. The last Lion to do that. Any guesses? You'll never guess.
The last Lion
to get 2 touchdowns, first 2 career touchdowns. First 2 career touchdowns with coming 40 or more yards.
Give me
Johnny Morton.
Just give me a decade.
The 90s,
Brett
late
Perriman.
90s, late 90s.
Jermaine Crowell.
Oh!
Can't believe it.
Shout out to the University of Virginia.
I love that kid.
Jermaine Crowell.
It's funny you bring up Antoine Randall, the coach. I took one picture of my own when I was in Ann Arbor, Ryan, on Saturday. Look what the picture was.
Antoine Randall.
100% shot to Indiana.
Great.
Yeah, and Jermaine Crowell. 2 Virginia wide receivers for the Lions. Herman Moore, VA, and so is Jermaine.
Talk about a guy that was in a perfect situation there as well with Johnny Morton and Herman Moore.
Knee injuries.
There you go.
His knee injuries.
There you go.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff there, guys. All right, let me tell you about the Woodward and Main show. For all the inside scoop on your Detroit Lions, it's the Woodward and Main, featuring Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and the legend Terry Foster. Episodes twice a week, Sundays 8 to 9, Tuesdays 7 to 8. The most in-depth reporting and breaking down of the game, the players, all things Detroit Lions. Just go to the YouTube and type in Woodward Sports. All right, gang, we're going to get a break in. When we come back, Lions defense. How good can they be? And some numbers to back it up. But first, a message from the Hamlin Pub.
Have you ever wanted a bar where you are a regular? We have just the place for you. Head to one of Hamlin Pub's 7 locations and experience where everyone is a regular. And join Woodward Sports for their Lions post-game show live from Hamlin Pub on Tynken Road this Sunday. Stick, Maz, and more will be there to break down the Lions vs. Ravens game. We will see you for our live show from Hamlin Pub on Tynken Road this Sunday. Experience your favorite new pub for all things sports. Hamlin Pub, where you are a regular.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
How would you like to win a $100,000 Vegas getaway? Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself with Cintron. You can go register for that $100,000 Vegas getaway at drinkcintron.com/Vegas.
No, I've been lucky to play with him now for 3 years, and seeing him grow and seeing him play as well as he is right now, I think I said it a few weeks ago, it's the best I've ever seen him play, and I've played against him and with him now, and he's certainly the igniter over there on defense and is a hell of a leader, is a hell of a dude, practices hard every day, comes to work with a smile on every day no matter what. I think back to some of the hard times, and he was always the guy with a good attitude and putting things on his shoulders, and deserves a lot of credit for how they're playing right now. But that defense, man, is playing that way. It's going to be a lot of fun to play all year like that.
All right, welcome back. That's Jared Goff talking about Alex Anzalone. This Lions defense has been tremendous, and it starts with Mr. Anzalone, or at least pretty close to starts with Alex Anzalone. Registered 9 tackles yesterday, 2 passes defense, and a tackle for loss. For the 23rd straight game, he's produced 5 or more tackles and became the first Lions linebacker since DeAndre Levy in 2013 to produce a game with 9 tackles, 2 passes defensed, and a tackle for loss.
Levy, that was the guy that used to fly outside of airplanes.
Absolutely.
Literally on the front of an airplane.
But again, guys,
Mr. Interception.
When you look at this football team, when you hold it, and Dan Campbell mentioned this yesterday in the locker room after the game, when you hold an NFL football team that's got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin on the other side to 6 points, that's incredible. And what this team did on third down yesterday, I don't think I've seen anything quite like that. In fact, we haven't in a couple of years. The Lions held Tampa Bay to 2 of 12 on third down conversions. That's the fewest third down conversions Detroit has allowed on at least 10 attempts since 2019. So it's been at least 4 years since they've been able to do something like that. But this defense, there's not enough superlatives. There's not enough time in the show to talk about how good that defense was yesterday.
Yeah, when you're holding people to 2 of 12 on third down and you're yourself getting 9 of 16, is which the Lions were yesterday, like that's a you can't beat that team. You can't beat a team that's doing it, man. In the Detroit Lions, and you talk about Alex Anzalone, he's a tone setter. Point blank period. As he goes, he gets those guys going. He's a leader. He's young. He's Baby Thor, or whatever his nickname is. He's Baby Thor. He gets those guys going. He gets them in the right positions. He brings that energy up. And at some point in the game, he is going to hit somebody under the chin strap. That's what you say. And once you see that, I want to hit somebody under the chin strap. Insert Tracy Walker. Ooh. Insert Tracy Walker. But Tracy Walker does that. Brian Branch does that. CJ does that. Aiden Hutchinson does that. Once Alex Anzalone gets those guys going.
Hey, man, 6 straight games. They held the team under 100 yards again. You knew Tampa Bay was not going to outrush them. I mean, they did outrush the Lions. Didn't have much of a rushing game yesterday once Demo went out. But they held another team under 100 yards. What did Tampa get, 48 yards on the ground or something like that?
They rushed for 46 yards.
There you go.
So
46 yards total, including Baker Mayfield.
So Detroit has held opponents to under.
I could rush for 46 yards.
Detroit has held opponents to under 50 yards rushing in 3 of their first 6 games of the season. The last time they did that, 1943.
Jesus.
They've allowed 388 rushing yards through the first 6 games of the season. That's the lowest amount that the Lions have allowed for the first 6 games of a season since 1933.
That's phenomenal, man. Congratulations, man. And I'll tell you, hats off to Lou Riddick. Hats off to our guy, our former quarterback, Dan Orlovsky. Those are the two national guys that really got this going. And who really was on top of the mountain screaming for the Lions? It was Louis Riddick. And he got on a couple of these tweets, like Jeff Darlington.
I saw that one.
And he said, I see you, Lions.
Right.
You know,
I see you, One Pride.
Yeah, I see you, One Pride. That's phenomenal. He hit it. That's a guy that knows his ball, right? It's a great freaking team, man. I'm so excited. I got like the chills.
So the good thing is
excited.
So the good thing is I have the chills too because I'm watching you guys be excited about all that you've cheered for forever. I told you guys I was late to the Lions party. I never liked the Lions growing up. I like Barry Sanders. I like Lomas Brown. I like players. But with that being said, they're the definition of complementary football. They're playing great defense. They're stopping the run. It's making teams have to pass. If the team knows you're going to pass, you're not going to be able to do it well. They're beating you up on the offensive side. The offensive line is beating you up. They can win with Jared Goff. They can win with Dave Montgomery. There's not a lot of complimentary football in the NFL right now. Name me some of those top teams like, the Miami Dolphins defense is trash. Like, the Buffalo Bills, inconsistent.
Yep.
Like, you start naming these top-tier teams. The San Francisco 49ers. Well, when they need Brock Purdy, 142 yards. He wasn't the Joe Montana that you hyped him up to be. The Lions are winning in the run game. The Lions are winning in the pass game. The Lions are winning on defense. They can give it to you however you want it.
This isn't an I told you so moment, but just as a point of reference, remember during training camp when the Lions put out the first depth chart with 90 guys on it?
Yeah.
One of the things that I looked at that depth chart and said was, this is the greatest depth chart in the history of Lions football in the preseason. With all those guys on it.
You did.
And again, it's not an I told you so moment, it's one of those things where you really did see this thing forming because you're like that's a good player, and that's a good player, and this is a good player, and they've got some depth here. Freaking Romeo Okwara
sack
batted down a pass yesterday.
How about Buggs? Your guy.
Buggs
saved the game.
Seriously.
He saved the game.
You know, I mean,
that was a 90-yard touchdown to Mike Evans. If he don't put his big paw up and block that ball,
and
that's a 90-yard game-changing touchdown.
The amount of players you are getting a contribution from, hell, Jack Fox got a game ball yesterday.
He did. Two phenomenal punts.
He pinned the Bucs inside the 10 twice. This is as complete a team in the entire NFL, and of course, there might be better individual players. There are better individual players on some of these other teams. But collectively, you can see this thing, offense, defense, special teams, everything coming together. And not only that, Bray, you expected the offense to be there, right?
Agreed.
The Lions have scored 28 points a game this season. That is fourth best in the NFL. But what were they going to do defensively? If they can get that 29th ranking up from defense, and it was skewed last year because of the first 7 games in which they started 1-6. It was skewed. They got much better in the final 10 games.
They were giving up 35
to
to 45 points a game. They
were giving up 30 points a game in the first 7 games. Then in the last 10, they gave up 20 points a game.
Yep.
And we said if they could do that over a full season, well, then you've got a chance to do something. Braylon, they're allowing 18.8 points per game, and they're scoring 28 a game. That is just a recipe for a lot of wins.
Last time I checked, 28 is greater than 18, man. You're going to win every time if you're giving up 18 and you're scoring 28. The good thing about it, too, man, with these players and Lions is, Ryan, when you're on, I've been on some bad teams, and I've been on some good teams. And sometimes on those bad teams or those okay teams, it's like, I make a play or I missed a play or I'll get it next time. We'll figure it out. You see that type of energy throughout the whole season. 16 games when I was playing, 17 now. But when you're on a team and everybody is doing their job and you're watching guys do their job, it's like, damn, that was another pancake. Oh, that was a good pickup on that 3rd and 5. Damn, that was a great throw. Damn, that was a great tackle. Damn, that was a good tip. Damn, that was a good knockdown so that you don't get the touchdown by Mike Evans. Then you start looking at yourself like, I got to do my job. Because everybody else is doing their job. Alex Anzalone is doing his job. Taylor Decker's doing his job. Amon-Ra St. Brown's doing his job. So you're looking at yourself like, if I don't do my job, it's going to be noticeable. And guys are doing their job.
You know, you look around and, there's plenty of time to talk about Baltimore. We've got an entire week to talk about Baltimore. But there's not a team that this team I don't think can go beat. There's nobody that this team can't go beat right now. Not Buffalo, not Miami, not Kansas City. They already beat Kansas City.
Bingo.
And you've got Baltimore coming up this week. Look, don't underscore that trip to London either. You saw what happened to Buffalo last night.
Yeah, it took them a while.
It took them a long time to get going.
Should have lost.
And I don't even think they got going.
No, they should have lost.
That trip to London takes a lot out of teams. And I just think you're ripe for another win coming this week. And confidence, man. They are going in with a ton of confidence. And we will learn more about the injury situation. It looks like David Montgomery is going to have to miss some time. How long, we don't know. He's got the rib injury. You saw it right away. I mean, he just started pointing to his ribs. I don't know if he got tackled on the ball.
I thought he fell on the ball, lost his breath.
That's what I was hoping for.
Then I thought he got concussed.
That's the worst.
And then I'm like,
hoping
damn.
for that. Yeah.
As long as it ain't a shoulder injury.
But we'll learn more today about that. But again, this team is as confident as anybody in the league. This team is playing as well as anybody in the league. And I'm not sure if anybody can stop them right now other than this injury bug.
And the confidence isn't fake confidence. It's not fake hype. It's not a false representation. It's true. When you look at what the Lions did, you just told us, Ryan, they're 13-3 over the last 16 games. When you look at what they played, do they win on the road? Check. Do they win in prime time? Check. Do they win close games? Check. Do they beat you up offensively and defensively? Check. Has the coaching gotten much better? Check. Like, when you start to see that stuff, it's like, no, wait, we really are this. Like, this isn't fake. Like, when you start to understand who you are, like I think the Lions are doing, that energy is different when you're walking in the games. You're like, freaking Bucks.
Lions are getting 3 points this week. It's starting at 3. We'll see how the spread goes. Only the second time they've been an underdog all year. Underdog at the Chiefs, underdog at Baltimore. And those were two games we had circled at the beginning of the year that, oh, well, we might have a hard time there. Let's see.
Guys, let's just take a 30,000-foot view of the Lions and the entire NFL, and even just hone it down a little bit more to the NFC. Are they the best team in the NFL right now? I'm going to ask you guys that question coming up next. But first, a message from Feldman.
Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer with 18 locations. There's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience, and it is called the Feldman Advantage. Take advantage now.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
Hey gang, let's talk about Outdoor Equipment Company, the official equipment provider of Woodward Sports. Michigan-grown, family-owned bad boy mowers, tractors, steel handhelds, even weed whippers, Liberty trailers, Generac generators, Snow X plows, and salters. Outdoor Equipment Company has it all. Buy it, rent it, 0% financing delivered to your doorstep. OutdoorEquipCo.com.
I got a couple of things for you. Look what I got in my back pocket. Anybody see what that is?
Is that a 5?
I think that's a 5. I think that's a 5. I got something else here. It's fucking 5. That's 5. Gentlemen, that's an outstanding job. All right, I got a couple of game balls here now.
defense, don't get pissed at me because it's none of you guys, because all of you play so damn good. I mean, our defense is fucking outstanding, gentlemen. It has been for a long time. It's outstanding. You hold somebody to 6 points in this league, holy crap, guys. That's what I'm talking about. Where's my other one at? All right, this one. Dude, 2 critical. He did it last week. 2 critical punts, man. That we pinned them down their defense.
All I gotta say is let's keep it rolling.
That's a good defense. That's a good defense we played. It was. It's a little bit like banging your head up against the wall line. I mean, those guys do what they do. But man, we just stayed at it. And this guy showed up today in a big way, and he really has for a long time with his arm, and that's Jared Goff.
Love you boys. Love you boys. Proud to be a part of this team. That defense. Doing this. Keep on going. Yes, sir.
That's 5. You guys earned it against a tough opponent. That's an outstanding job. Break it down.
Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Oh, your birthday boy! Oh, your birthday boy! Oh, your birthday boy! Hey, way to fucking show up in a statement game on the road. Good fucking shit. Keep going. Win on 3, 1, 2, 3, win!
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Hour number 2 of the program, courtesy of the Detroit Lions X account, posting inside the locker room. Dan Campbell, Jack Fox, Jared Goff getting game balls. Thanks to everybody watching on YouTube. Go ahead and hit that like button for us. It helps YouTube push our content out to more people. Subscribe to Woodward Sports Network. Braylon Edwards, a very fun hour number 1.
Yeah.
We're going to have some fun in hour 2. I just do want to say before we get to that, you guys like our new big board here?
The Matrix board.
Smooth, man.
Look at that thing.
This thing is
We're
so
up to date now.
freaking sweet.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing some cool stuff on here.
Thanks to Jesse for putting that sucker in.
Yeah, Jesse Dillon, Chad Johnson, the entire team at Lady Jane's and Woodward Sports. I mean,
gorgeous.
Providing us the resources to have cool bleep.
What a
for
studio.
You. Awesome stuff.
What a studio.
Can you imagine watching a movie on this screen? It's be like a great movie
Man,
screen.
Incredible.
That's Purdy, man.
Incredible.
One of the go ahead.
No, I was just going to throw it over to you.
I appreciate that. And one of the great things about the locker room, and Dan Campbell says that, he's like, hey, defense, you guys are going to be mad. Any one of you guys could have got the game ball. The reason why I have so many stories and I compare the Lions to like places I've been is because like I'm watching something unfold. I remember being in that Seattle locker room, and I remember Pete Carroll saying the same thing. He was like, hey, like he would give the game ball to Russell Wilson after we beat the Dallas Cowboys, but he said the exact same thing almost to a certain, he was like, hey, defense, you guys know what you do. It's all of you. When you got Bobby Wagner and Cam Chancellor, and I don't got to name those guys, but you get what I'm saying. That's what the Lions that's what the Lions are starting to build. When you look at that and just like, you guys, it's all you. That's a great feeling. That's a great feeling to know that you got guys that you trust in any quarter. It's one thing to trust a team in the first quarter. It's different in the fourth. When you trust them in any quarter, anything happens.
Hey, we got LOB too here. If you get everyone back healthy, that secondary is as good as anybody's secondary in the NFL.
So if you noticed what Dan Campbell did in the locker room yesterday, he acknowledged the entire defense, said any one of them could get a game ball, gave the game ball to a special teams player, and gave the ball to an offensive player. All 3 phases of the game was acknowledged in that post game yesterday. So I will ask you the question. On the heels of San Francisco losing and Philadelphia losing yesterday, are the Detroit Lions the best team? Let's start in the NFC. Who is your top team in the NFC right now?
It's a tough question because I think it's a tie. Like, I think it's a tie between the Lions and the 49ers because at the end of the day, Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey is arguably the best running back in the NFL. Deebo Samuel is one of the best wide receivers and playmakers in the NFL. Both those guys go down, they lose a game. And you can lose in the NFL. Nobody's going to go perfect.
At Cleveland.
One at Cleveland and different type of terrain. Mm-hmm. Once it gets wet in Cleveland, being there, that feels so muddy, it's slow, it's whatever. I think the Lions and the San Francisco 49ers are lockstep for me. I think they're tied as the best team in the NFC and the best team in the NFL, actually. I think they're tied.
You know, I want to give it to the Lions, but I can't still put them ahead of the Niners. And the Eagles might not be peaking yet, but they're the defending champs.
No Shane Steichen is starting to show.
I would still put the Lions at number 3 in the NFC behind those two teams. And I mean, it is tight. It's like a 3-horse race at the line. And if anyone knows horse racing, that's like this. 3 horses on the wire, together, separated by a nose. Lions are right there and ready to take the lead. But right now, I got him at 3.
I agree with you, Maz. It is a very tight race, and I know you're a man of the track, so this is like a horse race for you. But let me ask you a question. Whose offensive coordinator do you trust more, Philadelphia Eagles or Ben Johnson?
For sure.
And that's why I got
For sure. I love our coaching staff.
And that's why I got them no less than 2.
Okay.
And maybe tied with the 49ers, because I trust Ben Johnson more than a Shane Steichen-less Philadelphia
Hey, Jalen
Eagles.
Hurts, 3 picks yesterday. He's not himself. Like you said, they're all learning this offense, right? Yeah. This new offense.
No Miles Sanders either.
Yep. Who knows?
Okay, I'll break the mold. I think the Lions are the best team in the NFC, and I'll tell you why. I think yesterday, that's right, yeah.
LA night, baby. Yeah.
Brock Purdy was exposed yesterday.
Agreed.
Brock Purdy, for all of the elite quarterback talk,
he was not exposed.
I think Brock Purdy was exposed yesterday. Take away your running back, take away your best wide receiver, and show me what you can do as a quarterback. I'll tell you who was able to do that. Jared Goff.
Timeout. Freaking out.
Flag on the play.
Okay? He's going against Jim Schwartz's defense that is breaking records in the NFL. They've given up, I don't know how many yards they've been up for the whole year, but it's something.
One,
it's unreal. And they should have won the game. He didn't lose them the game. He didn't have a great second half, but he didn't lose them the game. That was a team loss brought to you by a great kicker that had a bad day. And they lost on the road. Bad temperatures, whatever. It ain't San Francisco temperatures. It was Cleveland. That Myles Garrett and that defense that Jim Schwartz is running, you take that loss with a grain of salt.
At the end of the day, he had a bad this is the first bad game we've seen him have. To your point, it's a bad second half. But to what you're saying, Matt, at the end of the game, he gave him a chance to win.
He did.
He
had the ball last, took him down, and their kicker missed it.
Brock Purdy was 12 of 27 yesterday for 125 yards.
Yeah.
Okay. He was exposed yesterday.
I wouldn't want to play that Brown defense.
No, well, you know what? You might not have to.
I'm glad.
But I'll tell you this much. I do believe home field advantage will make all the difference in the postseason. Whoever has home field between the Detroit Lions, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the San Francisco 49ers, that's the team that's going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Good call.
I think those teams are so close together that home field will make a huge difference.
It does make a big difference. But I don't know about if I put all my eggs in that basket.
I think I'm not putting all my eggs in that basket. I'm just saying.
The team of those 3 teams, the healthiest team, that's going to be the winning team.
So I'll add, just agree with you and add just a little bit of caveat. Actually, I agree with both of you guys, which is rare. It's also the experience thing is going to be interesting once they get to the playoffs, like once this thing plays out. Because if you look at it now, the Lions, Dan Campbell, they haven't been to the playoffs. Dan Campbell hasn't coached as a head coach in the playoff in those moments. You look at the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan, he's been to a Super Bowl. He's been 3 NFC championships. You look at the Eagles, what they did last year. So I just asked the question, and this isn't a, whatever. I'm just, when they get in that situation, will that experience factor play a part, or will they continue to operate like, doesn't matter, we're young, we're going to make it happen? That's the only reason I would have the Lions 2 and 3.
Wouldn't it be something for the Lions, though, if, like, let's just say they get a 2 seed, okay?
Okay.
Wouldn't it be something to see them play Matthew Stafford at Ford Field and then Matt Patricia as well the next round?
Oh, wow. I didn't think about that.
How great would that playoff run be?
They're winning the Super Bowl in that case.
Run through Matthew Stafford and run through Matt Patricia's defense with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, in 7 games, the Browns defense has given up 1,002 yards.
I know. I see the yardage there, and they're 3-2.
I'm just saying, 3rd best in NFL history.
So if you want to talk about how good the Browns defense is, they have allowed 200.4 yards per game.
Yep.
The next closest team is 260.
Myles Garrett,
260.
Boy.
That's something.
So 200 yards a game to 260.
People talk about Myles Garrett so much, like, and rightfully so. But the one thing they miss, their DBs are locked down. Those DBs are locked down. When you got guys that don't let wide receivers off the line of scrimmage, man, guys like Myles Garrett, they eat. You start to see that a little bit in Detroit. You got Cam Sutton, guys shutting guys down. Aiden Hutchinson, Charles Harris, they get to the quarterback. That's a lot of that.
They won a game with a USFL, XFL quarterback.
Hey, give me a quick top 5 in the NFL. Quick top 5 off the top of your head. We know that what the teams are. You know, the 3 NFC teams plus Kansas City and Miami.
Yes.
Give me a quick top 5.
49ers,
Miami.
49ers, Lions, Eagles. You can flip them how you want to. One of those, then KC, then Buffalo.
Wow, you're dropping the Dolphins out?
You said what?
You're dropping Miami out?
I don't trust the Dolphins' defense.
They're scoring 1 million points.
And guess what? When it comes to the playoff, you're going to have to be able to stop somebody. And their defense isn't that good to me. So just right now, I trust the
You were crapping your pants yesterday at 14-0.
I was.
Yeah.
I was.
That's what
that's because Carolina has no business being up 14-0. Then they realized, oh, yeah, we're in a ball game. Let's go out and play. And they scored 42.
I'm going Lions, 49ers, KC, Miami, and the Eagles.
Okay, I'm going San Francisco, Miami, Philly and the Lions tied, and then Kansas City.
Lions, baby. Best team in the league. Fighting that hill. Hey, guys, stay tuned Sunday with Jeff Iafrate and special guest host, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Woodward Sports Lions pregame show coming up this week on our YouTube channel, Lions and Ravens Sunday. Remember, the Insider Show kicks everything off at 8 on Sunday, and then the pregame show takes over at 9:30 to 11:30. The live stream, the postgame show, all here on Woodward Sports YouTube channel.
If the Browns could get Deshaun Watson back, and his head is right,
what did I tell you about
they'll
that
win
team,
that division.
What did I tell you about that team?
They'll win that division.
And what I tell you about his head, I'm telling you,
it's over.
It's mental, bro.
It's over.
I promise you.
Guys, let me give you a message about Swiss as well.
Yes, Swiss Insurance. Do you have football on the brain like us? Of course you do. Fall ushers in college and professional football, and this year has already started off to be awesome. Fall is also a perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with the pros at Swiss Insurance. They cover us here at WSN, and they should be covering you as well. Ask for Mark at Swiss Insurance today at SwissINS.com, or as always, give them a call at 248-800-4177. Swiss Insurance.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot off the press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
All right, you see the temperature dropping. It's time to go inside and play golf. And you know where you want to do that at? 5 Iron Golf, downtown Detroit at the Cambria Hotel. Sim rentals, lessons, leagues, bar, restaurant, 13 brand new TrackMan simulators. You can play any course around the world. And the people are good. I repeat, the people are great. We only work with great brands. Go there and have a good time. Get you a lesson. Get some golf going. And on Thursdays, you can be a part of the Woodward Sports Golf League, in which you never know who you might see from 5 to 7 on Thursday. 5 Iron Golf, downtown Detroit.
Woodward Sports Network on a Victory Monday here in the city of Detroit. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway. We got JB, we got Parker here, and we've got you along with us having a lot of fun on this show. Man, I'll tell you, coming in here on Mondays used to suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Your team sucked. There was no hope. Remember last year at this time, the team was 1-5?
Yeah. Still
and
fun,
you're
though.
like the season, but it was fun at 1-2, 1-3.
Yeah, 1-5 wasn't fun.
1-5, your season's dead. Now, last year was the exception because they're 4-7 and they're 5-8.
Yeah.
You know what
This
I
is
mean?
true.
And like maybe you got a chance, but man, it's way more fun doing it this way. Tom Mazaway, what happened around the league yesterday?
All right, guys, let's start it off with a thing that I think this should be a regular occurrence. I like games in London and Germany. I love watching football
Do you
at
want a Super Bowl
9:30.
there?
I don't care. Let them play a Super Bowl there.
Really?
Yeah. I don't care. We'll talk about it.
Do you hate America?
No, I love America. I love America.
Can you imagine Super Bowl at Wembley?
Bring it on.
Yeah.
At Tottenham Stadium.
That's like that'll happen when the UEFA League champions come here to play at
Hey.
They played Ann Arbor.
Yeah, for a little exhibition.
I agree with you.
Ravens beat the Titans yesterday in London 24-16, and Malik Willis did not have a good end of that game. No timeouts, trying to save his team. They're down inside the 5-yard line, and instead of running out of bounds, which was like a step away, he decides to run backwards 10 yards. They basically run out of time and could have had a backdoor cover on that game, but Baltimore handled business against the Titans 24-16.
He's terrible.
He is. And guess what? You know who's worse?
Tannehill.
Will Levis can't beat him out. Will Levis can't beat him out.
Ryan said earlier, he said he didn't want to say I told you so, but I'm going to use that right now. Told you.
Hey, Dolphins spotted the Carolina Panthers a 14-0 lead. They come back and they dominate 42-21. What do you guys say about that one?
The Dolphins, man, you just hit it on the head. It was like, yo, look, they was just BSing around, kind of like trudging going on, and they looked up and was like, you guys ready to get serious? And they got serious.
Texans found themselves their franchise quarterback. Can we agree? C.J. Stroud finally threw an interception, gets the win over Nola anyway, 20-13. Texans over the Saints in Houston. Right?
Michael Lombardi said, the Saints might not be that great on offense, but they are pretty good on defense. They're going to get a pick today. They pick off C.J. Stroud, fumble the pick.
Yep, I know.
And Houston gets it back.
I know.
And they're able to get points off of it.
I know. Hey, Washington pulled it off. They gave Desmond Ridder his first loss at home. We all said it. That he's going to lose at home after being 31-0 in his lifetime, whether it's college or the pros. 24-16, Commanders over the Falcons. Bijan scored, though, Bray.
Yeah, Bijan Robinson did score in the game, and he's definitely proven what Ryan Ermanni said. He was definitely going to be a great top 10 pick in the NFL. But you look at the Washington Commanders, man, they're playing inspired football. And actually, Sam Howell, it's something about him. He just gets it done.
Washington was one of my favorite plays yesterday because of what Magic Johnson said after the game last week when they lost. They were going to win that game, no questions about it.
Jags beat the Colts. Colts played with Gardner Minshew 37-20. Travis Etienne had a big day, and it looks like Anthony Richardson's thinking about having season-ending shoulder surgery.
This is a tough situation, those Josh Allen type of quarterbacks, Jalen Hurts type of quarterbacks, Dak Prescott when he first started, and now Anthony Richardson. When you run the quarterback like that, when that's what you depend on, they're going to get injured at some point, so you got to do a better job of protecting them.
Hey, Joe Burrow and the Bengals did just enough, and they hold off the Seattle Seahawks 17-13. The Bengals are starting to get going here, right?
I was rooting for the Bengals. You never know when that, you
tiebreaker.
Yes, you need those losses to pile up. Joe Burrow's starting to play better. He says he's as close to 100% as he can be.
I love it.
Yeah, if you look at the Cincinnati Bengals last 2 years, what do they do, man? They always start horrible. Last year,
It's true.
They always start horrible. And then they figure it out. Last year, I think they won 11 of their last 12.
NFC North battle between the have-nots. Vikings 19, Bears 13, and Justin Fields fractures his thumb. He is doubtful to play next week, and who knows how many weeks it'll cost him.
My conviction that the NFC North is terrible is even more evidenced by what we saw on the field yesterday in Chicago, one of the worst games you will ever see in the National Football
Thank God we had a doubleheader game.
Yeah, no kidding.
I was able to switch off to the Bengals game.
Yeah,
Thank God.
100%. The Lions are in a rare opportunity where they can dominate this division for a couple of years. I mean, look what the Tennessee Titans have done. I mean, look what the Patriots, for years, they dominated that division. They were much better than everybody. Are the Lions now going to be that guy?
Hey, Browns, we talked about it. They beat the Niners. Send them for their first loss of the year, 19-17 the final. McLaughlin gets the field goal to put the Browns ahead. Brock Purdy gets his team in field goal range, but Jake Moody had 2 bad kicks yesterday, missed them both. So the Niners have a loss, and the Browns, we just talked about their defense.
You got to be really pissed if you burn a 3rd-round pick on a kicker.
But he's been good.
I understand. I'm just saying. I love Jake Moody. I love you. But it doesn't excuse missing a chip shot, really, for you anyway.
Yep.
At the end of the game. That's why they get you. That's why they got you.
Raiders beat the Patriots. Patriots lost again. 21-17. Jimmy G had to go to the hospital. Bad back. We don't know what's going on with him. Brian Hoyer finished this game up. How bad are the Patriots and Mac Jones?
I just think at this point, the conversation isn't needing to be had now. The conversation is almost over. Like, Bill, you might have to hang them up.
What if you get a quarterback?
They're still not good. They don't have any offensive weapons. One of the big things.
Yeah, they have one of the slowest.
They're the slowest team in the NFL.
Including Zeke.
No explosive. Yeah, he's year 12 as a running back. No explosive plays, no guys that can get going.
Hey, the Rams, Ryan's lock of the week. They held on. They beat the Arizona Cardinals 26-9. Big day for Kieran Williams, their running back, right?
Look, Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams in this NFC landscape, they have a chance to make the playoffs. And here they are, 3-3 after another win on Sunday. All they keep doing is staying alive, staying alive, staying alive.
Cooper
Stafford
Kupp got his first touchdown coming back from an injury. Bray, this is your game.
Man,
Jets. Jets. Come back and beat the Eagles at the Meadowlands 20-16.
Just a little bit about Matt Stafford for you to appreciate. I picked him up right before Puka Nacua started going off, so he's now my quarterback on my fantasy league, so I'm trying to get better.
You got to get Zach Wilson now.
I do have Zach Wilson, but he's on the bench for Matt Stafford. Breece Hall and Zach Wilson. The good thing about them is they slow Zach Wilson down. They allow him, hey, let's run the ball. Let's play good defense. Let's throw some passes that you can make. Let's roll you out a little bit because you're a quarterback that likes to throw on the run. Hey, defense. No Sauce Gardner, no problem. No DJ Reed, no problem. That defense is playing elite at this level. And, when you talk about the Rams sneaking into the playoffs, those New York Jets, I think they might throw their hat in the playoff ring.
Let me tell you, you look at the Jets' next 3 games. I think they can absolutely win the next 3 games and have a 5.
Who do they have?
And they have a 5-game total win streak. They play at the Giants, which is a home game essentially. Then they play the Chargers, and then they play at the Raiders. I think those are 3 very winnable games. And if they do that, then they go 5 in a row.
Can we give some love to somebody that's homegrown, Robert Saleh? Because Robert Saleh wasn't the GM. Robert Saleh wasn't the owner. He didn't draft Mekhi Becton. He didn't draft Zach Wilson. He didn't have these whips. But what he did do is everything that he had to deal with, he dealt with. He kept Zach Wilson's confidence together this year. He stayed with his team. He has been a really, really, really good coach for the New York Jets as it relates to keeping this team together, especially after the Aaron Rodgers injury. A lot of respect for Robert Saleh.
I got a surprise for you guys. You know who was on the sidelines last night of the Jets game?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers last week walked into Jets headquarters without a cane. He had the sneaker on, had a little bit more of a sole on it so he could keep his leg up a little bit. But you know what he was doing yesterday on the sidelines? Parker, let's run that.
What was he doing yesterday,
Let's run that video as we talk about the great Aaron Rodgers. Look at this.
That's a whip.
That's 5 weeks after an Achilles injury.
Last Thursday or Friday, I don't know what day it was, man. I was like, what if he came back? What if the Jets were able to keep him in it and be a team? This could be one of the greatest stories ever if he's able to come back and they're in the playoff race. I need to call the Jets now and start booking some of these tickets.
They got 3 wins. Can I just do this quickly with you?
Yeah.
Will they beat the Giants?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about the Raiders?
Yes.
Yeah.
What about the Falcons?
Yeah, why not?
What about
It'd be
the
a good
Texans?
game. Yes.
That's a tough game.
What about the Commanders?
Yeah, they should be handling
What
that.
about the Browns?
Tough game.
Ooh, tough game. But the
Win
quarterback.
or loss?
Win.
Where is it?
At Cleveland.
Loss.
And then what about the Patriots?
Kill.
That's what.
Kill.
Agreed.
That's 9 wins right there.
That might get you in. That might get you in.
They've yet to play the Dolphins this season. Just,
Right.
just imagine.
I didn't mention that
if they
on
pick,
purpose.
My apologies. I'm sorry to spoil your party.
No, but I was just pointing. I was just.
You never know what happens by then.
What if they
can win
the
those 2
winnable
games?
games?
Hey, Tua might be out by
Yeah.
then.
Can they still win this division? It's a good call. Can they win this division?
I don't know.
Buffalo.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
too
know.
tough.
Yeah,
Let's go
it's tough.
Buffalo.
But I was just picking out the winnable games.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And finally, last night, the Giants with a golden opportunity.
Terrible.
They blow 2 goal line situations and lose to the Bills, 14-9 at Orchard Park. They had this game in the bag and mismanaged the clock and could have got a little help from the refs at the end of that game, right? That was a little interference on Darren Waller.
I thought that the previous interference on the last play of the game wasn't all that much. So I think they almost.
You think they broke even?
Yeah, I think they broke even.
Well, that's not what Chris Collinsworth said. And
What did he say?
I believe Chris Collinsworth, and I believe their referee.
Oh, good.
He says it was totally interference.
Well, why don't you do a show with them then?
I will. If the Bills lost last night, I would have lost half the guys in the survivor pool.
Good one,
okay? Thank you, Giants. Giants are 1-5. Oh my God.
Let's revisit our picks and we'll do some Michigan.
Let's.
We'll do it next. But first,
61.
a message from Guardian Alarm. They're your local security experts. And have been for over 90 years. When you see that black and yellow sign out in front of your house, it tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 professional monitoring, customized solutions from real experts, and technology backed by people means you are backed by the best. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
The number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Stay out.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey, gang, I want to tell you about Les Stanford Buick GMC. That's right. What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC, located in Ferndale on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. And, of course, if you're looking for a Chevy or a Cadillac, check out Les Stanford in Dearborn, where they have been on Michigan Avenue for over 55 years. You can find the brand you want, all GM brands under one umbrella. LesStanford.com, LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It is Woodward Sports Network. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazaway. JB, Parker, everybody having a lot of fun here on a Victory Monday. It is a sad Monday for some. It is a desperation Monday for others. And Braylon, you and I did not have good weeks. Let's take a look at the numbers.
What did
now.
I do?
Well, we did not have good weeks when it comes against the number. Tom Mazaway.
Damn.
Let's revisit this. Maz, you're like 12-2 the last 2 weeks.
I am. I've had 2 good weeks. You guys have been right there, 3-4, 4-3. You both had 3 and 4 weeks. This week, I went 6-1. My only loss was the San Francisco 49ers-Browns game. And who did I pick first?
Cleveland.
I picked the Browns first, and I changed my mind because all you guys had the Niners, and I said, "What am I doing picking the Browns?" As against the Niners. But
so Maz,
it is what it is.
How are you? How am I 21-21 though? Did I?
You struggled week 1 and 2.
You had a lot of
you
had a lot of 4 and 3s, 3 and 4s.
Yeah.
A lot of 3 and 4,
Maz
4
is
and 3.
27-15.
Yep.
I'm 21-21. And Braylon's 19-20.
So Bray's 2 behind you.
Yeah.
So, Maz, here's your triple entendre.
Let's hear it.
Who's your favorite baseball team? Is it the Yankees?
Yankees.
Roger Maris had 61 home runs. You're 61 years old, and this weekend you went 6-1.
Oh wow!
Look at that.
Nice, Bray.
There you go, my guy.
I love that.
That's right.
But I am alive in the Woodward Sports Survivor Pool.
You are. So am I.
I am alive in the Woodward Sports Survivor Pool.
Who'd you choose last week?
I picked the Rams.
Good call.
And I felt like if I could win this week by putting the Rams in, I'm going to win. I needed this week to win.
I've literally shot my best guns out there.
You got to get lucky the rest of the way.
I took the Dolphins, so I'm good. But now is where it gets tough because I have used a lot of my big guns so far through 7 weeks of the NFL.
I may suck in the Survivor, but I am 5-1 in fantasy. I just want to throw that out.
You are
there.
doing well in
I am
fantasy.
5-1
Both your
fantasy.
teams.
Absolutely.
Even your hoof-hearted team.
Can you believe that roster? I'm 2-3 with like the best roster ever. That's why I hate 10-man leagues.
Hey, fantasy football is a crap shot. I've got
injuries.
I got 2 of my worst teams I've ever drafted this year. I mean, I think I might retire.
It's so funny.
No, you're not.
I'm done. I've been doing this since the 90s.
That's great. I've already made my pick this week. Because,
Me too.
Yeah. Who did you take?
I took the Seahawks.
Really? Yeah.
And that's a
Seahawks are
tough
good.
game. That's the Cardinals. I don't like betting against the Cardinals.
I took Buffalo, highest number on the board, and that is why I didn't use Buffalo against the Giants.
And you would have sweated.
I would have sweated.
You would have had to stay up till 12 o'clock last night.
I couldn't even believe it. Can you imagine all the people that must have had Buffalo in their Survivor pool last night?
Oh, my God. That's why I wanted the Giants so bad.
Unbelievable.
So we'll see how it rolls. We'll let you change your mind. You got to the end of the week.
No, I mean,
Cleveland,
that's it.
Who's the Bills playing?
Cleveland and the Colts. That's your Survivor pick this week.
Who are the Bills playing?
The Bills play the Patriots at the Patriots.
Holy crow.
9.5-point favorites.
You're betting. I hate betting against a road team.
Well, what are you gonna do? I got nothing. I got nothing left.
Steelers at Rams. Take the Rams. Oh, you used the Rams.
I just used the Rams. Yeah, and I already used the Seahawks.
Dolphins,
and I'm not
Eagles.
betting on the 49ers at the
Vikings.
The Vikings.
Yeah, that's a Monday night game.
Yeah, no way, no thank you.
Speaking of Monday night, tonight we got the Chargers hosting the Cowboys. Cowboys coming over. Who'd they play last week? They got their ass handed to them by the 49ers.
Yes.
What's that little tidbit you got for me?
For the San Francisco 49ers, the last 20 opponents they have played in their next week after playing the 49ers are 1-19.
Because they're physical.
Will that end tonight?
The
You
Cowboys.
play the 49ers, they beat you twice. They beat you when they play them, and then they beat you next week.
There's no way the Dallas Cowboys win this game.
Cowboys are favored by 1.5 on the road.
Dak Prescott, speaking of confidence, Dak Prescott doesn't have confidence. Mike McCarthy isn't calling good play games on offense. And on defense, they are really missing Trayvon Diggs.
Don't put all your money on that. Do not put your money on
Chargers by 200.
Maz, you got a sinking feeling.
I got a gut feeling that the Cowboys are going to win this game tonight.
I hope you're right.
Who does Chad Johnson say?
He hasn't picked yet.
He hasn't picked yet.
We got to ask Chad. Chad is a cold-blooded killer when it comes to picks.
Literally.
You should text Chad.
I will.
And ask him to give an official pick for our listeners.
He usually waits for my pick and takes the opposite. And that's the truth. He usually asks me and takes the opposite, including baseball. We got a doubleheader in baseball. Astros hosting the Rangers. Rangers beat them last night, beat Verlander 2-0. And then the nightcap is Philadelphia. The Phillies hosting the upstart Arizona Diamondbacks on Bryce Harper birthday night.
It's just such a great time of year.
It's the best.
It's such a great time
It'll
of
be
year.
my clicker is going to be on fire. I'll put new batteries in it.
That's what we
tonight.
should do. We should have a new segment on Mondays, and we should call it the Chad Bailout.
Yep.
Because all the gamblers that have lost
Gotten their ass
yesterday,
kicked.
that are desperate for the
Monday Night Football.
desperate for the Monday game.
I was at National Coney Island yesterday morning, right? And I'm eating breakfast, and I'm hearing the guys next to me. And they're like, oh, my God, that Notre Dame game. Oh, my God, that Louisville game. And I laughed because I said, I was eavesdropping. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys. I had Notre Dame and Pittsburgh last night. And they started laughing, and we were talking. He's like, we got to bail out today. We got to do a bailout today. You know, gamblers all stick together.
Right,
you know what I mean? It's like one big thing. You don't mind eavesdropping on someone's talking about football. And, you know, it is tough. Tonight's a bailout night. You got 3 games tonight. Who are you taking?
You know I love to say I told you so. Me and you both were right on Notre Dame.
Yes, we
Me,
were.
you and I both
that
right
was
on
an ass whooping.
Me and you both were right on Notre Dame. 100%.
There's no way they were going to lose 3 primetime games in a row like that.
Plus they got
and then the Louisville letdown.
Yeah, oh man.
They lose to Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's just mediocre.
Shout was Narduzzi?
Did Caleb Williams throw 3 interceptions in the first half?
He did.
Oh my God!
He did.
He's normal.
Oh,
he's average.
Jeez, look at that.
First
I
of all,
wonder what happens there. My goodness.
You know who didn't throw any interceptions?
Well, what happens is when the third best wide receiver in the country on your team is not playing and your offensive line stinks.
Oh.
It's
and
trash.
your defense is pathetic.
Oh my God. The defense is no, don't do that because they almost lost to Arizona. And we said if it wasn't for Caleb Williams, they would have lost to Arizona.
Okay. Yeah, defense sucks.
And so
USC's defense caused Caleb Williams to throw 3 interceptions.
Well, when you have an offensive line and you're running for your life, it typically happens like that.
Terrible, no doubt.
Yeah,
no
all right.
doubt.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see in December.
Would you?
We're gonna see in December.
Oh.
Because I know what you're talking. Because you're Caleb Williams. It's the JJ Caleb thing. We're gonna see.
I'd always choose JJ McCarthy over.
I'm not
he's
choosing
a Michigan guy. I'd always choose JJ over Caleb.
Yeah, I'm loyal, but at the same time, I'm honest. Like Caleb's going number 1.
Yeah, I don't care about the Heisman. Matt Leinart tweeted out this week.
And you tweeted it to me.
Yeah, well, no, I put it in the topics thread for the chat.
Understood.
That Matt Leinart said, J.J. McCarthy, dark horse Heisman.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we got to talk to Brady. We need BQ.
So he's coming on.
And let's talk about Michigan football next if we could, because I do need to take a break. But the moral of the story there, J.J. McCarthy will never have the gaudy numbers that some of these other players have. It's not the offense.
Because it's Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
just not the style that they play. And Joel Klatt even mentioned that on the broadcast. Like, look, these numbers that people put up are gaudy, Lamar Jackson type video game numbers, like when he won the Heisman. That'll never be the Michigan quarterback. But he's a damn good player, and I think you're seeing that a lot. And there's a lot there. Let's talk about Michigan football. We'll do it next. But first, a message from Big Boy.
All right, guys, you know what it is. The best cheeseburger in town. Try their new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Or if you got chicken on the mind, you got to go get the Dolly chicken sandwich or Bob's hot chicken sandwich if you like a chicken a little spicy like George Costanza does. How about those fries? Upgrade a regular fries into a chili cheese fry or a loaded baked potato fry and save room for dessert. Not only the shakes are great, not only the strawberry pie, and Terry loves that coconut custard pie as well, but they have got the Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake and the funnel cake fries to boot at your local Big Boy.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
What's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
At the Academy of Warren, they have a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome field house with a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that can also be used for 7-on-7 football K-8 that features AM/PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, learning street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and obviously so much more. The Academy of Warren is now accepting new enrollments, so go to the academyofwarren.net, that website again, academyofwarren.net.
Guys, it's Michigan State week. I'm not even sure anybody even realized that.
What? We played them this week?
Absolutely. Michigan is a 24-point favorite on Saturday night.
And a half.
Can I just say, they don't play big games at night anymore.
No. You said that. You're right.
Like, the night game is for not the biggest game of the week.
Yeah.
Even Oregon and
Washington,
West Coast teams, you'd think might be a night game.
3:30.
3:30. A 12:30 local start. How about that? Ohio State, Penn State, noon game this week. And that's why you got the night game. Because
I'm so happy about that because I'll lock in for that game.
Really?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to Ohio State, Penn State.
Yeah.
That game. I thought you were talking about the night game for Michigan.
I'm going to be bowling that night. I'll have it on in the bowling area. That's how much I really don't give a damn about the game.
Right. No doubt. Absolutely.
But I'll tell you what, I finally stayed up and made it through one of those really late night games on a Saturday night. Colorado State and Boise State.
Never heard of
was a miracle of miracle games.
What made you watch
that
game?
Tell me about it, because for you to stop the show
and
talk about that game, tell me about it. Because I don't even know who won that game.
Colorado State kicked 3 onside kicks, recovered all 3 in a row. One was called back because they said there was a holding. They get the ball back at the end of the game anyway. With like 40 seconds to go, they drive the field, and they beat Boise State on a last-second touchdown. And they were down 21 points in the fourth quarter. It was just one of those freaky West Coast games that pop up that you can't stay awake for. Remember Colorado against Colorado State?
Yeah, it's different.
Everyone fell asleep at that game?
That was Deion.
I'm just saying, this was a real fun game, and I didn't mean to stop the show.
Can I go back to the Michigan game?
I was just making a mention of it.
Can I go back to the Michigan game?
I'm not staying up to 12 watching two teams that never been number one in the country.
Colorado State, congratulations.
The Michigan Wolverines are 4-0 in the Big Ten. They've outscored their conference opponents 180-31. And next up is MSU, 180-31. That is the score, combined score, versus the 4 Big Ten teams that they have played so far this year. You can only go up against who you go up against. It's not Michigan's fault that the Big Ten sucks this year. Michigan is a really, really good football team. I think they're the best football team in the country. It is going to be a bloodbath in East Lansing this week, and if it's not, I'll be really disappointed. I'm talking another 52-10 kind of game. I expect them to score over 50 and see where this thing goes. But they are hitting on all cylinders right now. And Jim Harbaugh even said today at his weekly press conference, the sky's the limit for this team. There is no stopping them.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, they're playing who's in front of them. They're playing who's on their schedule, and they're dominating who's on their schedule and in front of them. I mean, there's nothing more really to say. You know, they're complete on all phases. They're complete in the special teams. They're complete on offense, and they're complete on defense. They rush their quarterback. They run the ball efficiently well. J.J. McCarthy is starting to throw the ball on the outside and down the field a little bit more. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to be doing right now, and we'll just see, man. In 3 weeks, they're going to have a game, and we're really going to be able to really see and test the mustard and the metal of who U of M is in those 3 weeks against Penn State. But this weekend, man, I'm looking the same thing, Ryan. 52-10, so it should be a blowout. 49-3.
Roman Wilson has been so good for this team, too, and I tweeted out during the game. You know who he reminds me of?
Braylon Edwards?
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I was about to say.
Yeah, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He finds himself open. He catches everything in sight. He's as dependable as they come, and I'm not sure they're as good without him. This team's Amon-Ra St. Brown. He can just do everything. He runs good routes, and he catches everything he sees. He's been tremendous.
Yeah, he's been doing his thing. I mean, three catches, 14 yards, 1 touchdown. Doesn't look like a lot, but when you watch how teams rotate towards him, when you watch how they play bracket coverage over him, it allows other players to be open. It allows him to have open spaces in the run game, open spaces in the seams for the tight end. So he's not always in the stat column, but he's always infecting the game. I love Roman Wilson and what he's doing for Michigan. J.J. McCarthy has him a guy. It's been a very long time since we've seen a quarterback wide receiver duo at Michigan. I love it.
And Blake Corum, he played a really good game as well. 4 touchdowns for him, 2 on the ground, 2 in the air. He needed that kind of game, even though it was against Indiana and they spotted him a 7-0 lead, which I could not believe my eyes at one point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like 7-0, and then Michigan State was beating Rutgers. I was like, oh my God, that would be the daily double from hell if that damn score held up.
How about the freshman from West Bloomfield too, Samaje Morgan?
Yeah, wide receiver.
He is going to be the next number 1 when it's all said and done. That kid is a flat-out stud. He'll be the next number 1.
You don't just throw that number out there like it's, hey, man, you got to be special to get number 1.
Yeah, and he is special.
We'll see.
He is special.
We'll see.
Who, you got somebody else in mind, or you don't?
No, I'm trying to watch the current number 1. Let him do his thing, and then we'll figure it out. Everybody's always worried about the next one. Let's watch Roman.
What I mean by that is you always need playmakers.
Right.
You can't win without them.
I understand. I agree.
You can't win without them. And this kid caught the ball one touch, and he just made a play. I love it when people can make a play on their own.
I agree with you. I like when you make plays, but making one play doesn't make you number 1. They can make
Either way, it's not. It's a harmless.
It's harmless unless it's me. It's number 1. Like I had to earn that.
Right, and so did Roman Wilson.
And I agree.
It's a statement of I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, I'm good with that.
This kid is a playmaker.
Yeah.
He's a good kid, and he can go out there and make plays.
I'm good with
it's
that.
a nothing comment.
No, it isn't. So when you say one catch, like he's the next number 1, you can't say that.
Like
one catch makes you the next number 1.
And honestly, this kid that ran the football last week, what's his name?
Morris.
The Benjamin Hall.
Yeah.
This kid, to me, is the next guy too. You can
see the next number 2.
Oh God. I try so hard. Oh God.
That was funny.
Hey, I got a question for you about this game. Okay, we know what happened last year. Ugly game.
Terrible.
And then it gets uglier as they go into the tunnel. I mean, that was a disgusting game to watch. And then how it ended was even worse.
That's actually the only thing I remember about the game was the tunnel.
It was just ugly.
Yeah.
And basically, they're playing at the same damn time. This time it's at Spartan Stadium. What do you expect out of this game, really? Because this is Michigan State's game. This is it for them.
I expect 50-0.
Really?
That's what I expect.
You honestly, truly believe that?
Yes, and I think this is the Bobby Williams game.
Okay.
This is the 49-3 Bobby Williams game.
Was that a home game?
Yeah.
For MSU?
No, for Michigan.
No, for
Michigan.
It's my sophomore year.
What do you think about this game, Bray?
Bobby Williams game. Like, at the end of the day, they're not good.
No, I know that.
They're not good. Michigan's really good. And at the end of the day, if you think about it from Harbaugh's point of view, this won't be one of those games where he sits everybody in halfway through the third or the start of the second half. Because what is Harbaugh's record in the last 3 years against Michigan State?
1-2.
Oh, you forgot about that.
Yeah.
He knows that. He's going to punish Michigan State this year so he can put a stamp 2-2. I guarantee.
This is the Woody Hayes game too.
Yeah.
And he only goes for 2 because he couldn't go for 3.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well,
I think he's going to put a hurting on them.
Now Michigan State did improve last week. They played hard in Jersey against Rutgers. Led that game, gave up 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to lose that game. They did improve. And Harlan Barnett, they're playing for him. You know, they only got so much talent, but they're playing for the guy. I don't know. I think it could be a little closer than a blowout.
You can play all you want for somebody, and this isn't a reflection of Harlan Barnett. And I like that guy.
You wish Mel Tucker was coaching this game.
No, well, yes, I wish Mel Tucker was coaching this game, and I actually think that these losses should go on Mel Tucker's record and not on Harlan Barnett's record. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you know, you can, like Ryan said, you can want to play for somebody all you want to and lay it all out on the line. Sometimes you're just outmatched. They allowed the Rutgers to score 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. Michigan beat Rutgers 39-7. It wasn't even close.
Hey, don't forget who's on the sideline with Michigan State.
Pride comes before
the fall is on the sideline.
Hey, Tom Mazaway, what's happening with the Lions pregame show this week? Our postgame show. Postgame show.
Guess what, guys? We are going to be out and we're going to be partying at the Hamlin Pub out in Rochester this weekend. Make sure you come on out and see us. Post-game show with Stick and myself, Anson, and the rest of our crew. Lukey will be there. Kool-Aid will take our calls like we do yesterday. I want to thank the chat yesterday, by the way, for sending us pizza. The chat chipped in and sent for pizza, and they delivered it to us during the game yesterday. We ate it during the game and, of course, for the post-game show. We're going to be there for you. We got the watch party and then the post-game show right after at Hamlin Pub. Make sure you tune in and lock it in on the YouTube channel here at Woodward Sports.
And also make sure while you're watching, you might as well throw a steak on the grill and enjoy a little victory celebration. For over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company has provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and dry-aged beef. You can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today without having to go to one of those expensive restaurants. Just visit the steak shop in Grosse Pointe Woods for grab-and-go steaks. You can order online if you can't make it in person, too. Fairwaypacking.com, fairwaypacking.com.
Prime Age Source Pack Cut to Perfection.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Hey gang, how would you like to join Woodward Sports and Long Drink every home game for the official Lions VIP tailgate party happening in Eastern Market in Shed 5? It's always the best. The official Lions tailgate back and better than ever. How would you like to pregame it with Woodward Sports and be treated like a VIP? Next game is Monday, October 30th against the Raiders. You can get your tickets today online, bullseyeeventgroup.com, bullseyeeventgroup.com.
The Raiders.
Tom Mazaway, some big college football games quickly. Washington, Oregon.
Woo! How about that game?
Braylon Edwards, Michael Penix Jr.
There it is.
Yeah, we've been talking about him. You've actually been on Michael Penix since we first started doing the show in 2021. He's just elite as a passer. Like, when he throws as a left-hand quarterback, ball comes out, it's very smooth. When he went and got that touchdown, I knew he was going to get that touchdown. Do you remember they showed him?
2 plays.
When they showed him rapping with his boy on the sideline as they're down, he's with his boy. It was a wide receiver. They're like going at it like boom, boom, getting hype. I said, this dude's about to go down there and make it happen. He goes down there and makes it happen. He's just a gamer.
And he moved up to number 5, by the way, in the top 25. We could show you that poll.
Can I just say that Oregon coach, Dan Lanning, I think, is the dumbest coach I've ever. He blew that game.
Well, the Miami, Florida guy is worse.
That's the dumbest coach too. Mario Cristobal is dumb too. But this guy, Dan Lanning, completely. You talk about the way the Giants ruined the half last night.
Both halves.
This guy blew both halves as well. Cost his team a victory on the road in conference play, and perhaps a look at a national championship.
Here's your top 25. Look at that. And I'm going to tell you this, Rye. Georgia's still on top, but they lost themselves.
Brock Bowers.
One of the number 1 picks of the draft. Brock Bowers, ankle injury, could be done for the season.
Yeah, he is expected to miss between 4 and 6 weeks. They'll see what happens. And if you're Brock Bowers, I think it's a real consideration. If you've got 2 national championships, you don't have anything more to prove. Would you want to come back from an ankle surgery and play this season? I think it's a real question whether or not he plays again.
It is a question, big time. Look what the Bosa brothers did.
Mm-hmm.
I think Brock Bowers is going to play. And I think he's one of those guys. He's just a player. Like he looks like a football player, eats, breathes, sleeps football. I think he will play. And I think also for them, I think it's like Georgia, man. 2 national championships in a row. They are a team. They ride together. Kirby Smart is a motivator. I can't see a guy that's not going to play for Kirby Smart if he's able to be healthy.
Hey, Red Wings, they lost the opener to the Devils. They come back Saturday night. Home opener at Little Caesars Arena. Guess who got to blow the first horn at the new Little Caesars Arena? None other than our guy, our man, Darren McCarty, because they have now installed a new air horn at Little Caesars Arena that is identical to the sound of the Joe Louis Arena. Red Wings win that game. They're in Columbus tonight playing the Blue Jackets, and then Wednesday, Sid and the Penguins coming into town. So the Red Wings sitting currently at 1-1 on the year.
Love it, man. Love it. Absolutely
500.
Great time of year, and Pistons right behind them. We'll
Pistons
get
are
going
coming.
too. Open practice yesterday. A lot of people excited about that. All right, gang. Braylon, get us out of here.
Tremendous show today, man. Keep tuning in. We'll talk a little bit more about the Detroit Lions next week. Tomorrow, and also we'll talk more college football, more Michigan. See what's going on with this rivalry that is Michigan State. JB, appreciate you, boy. Parker, my guy. Uncle Maz on couch. How's that candy corn treating you over there?
Delicious. Go Lions.
Ryan Ermanni, how you feeling, brother?
Real fine. Thank you very much.
That's what I'm talking about. We appreciate you guys, and as you go, we go. We appreciate you. See you later.